Cindy.
Any successful model might be described as super, but not every successful model is a supermodel. That designation is most accurately used to describe a group of one-name wonders who captivated popular culture and became a phenomenon in the late 1980s and 1990s. Hello, I'm your host, Hamish Bowles, here to sort the supers from the icons and Instagirls. Here's everything you need to know about supermodels. I'm just a good clothes hanger, the iconic Swedish model Lisa Fonsegrives, later Mrs. Irving Penn, once said. But of course, she was much more than that. In 1949, she landed a cover of Time magazine and was dubbed advertising's billion-dollar baby. She was a face with a name known to the general public, as Twiggy and Demands would later be. Until the late 1960s, fashion was still operating in trickle-down mode, with designers setting the tone and the trends, which models, even the biggest ones like Verushka, Cheryl Tiegs and Naomi Sims, communicated in silence. One of the distinguishing characteristics of the supermodels was that they communicated with both their bodies and voices. As Anna Wintour has said, you looked at them not because of what they were wearing, but because of who they were. Working in concert with designers, stylists, beauty professionals and photographers, they helped shape the look of the times, which was communicated to an increasingly fashion-fixated public through a quickly expanding media landscape. When Linda Evangelista, for example, cut or coloured her hair, it was big news on and off the runway. Evangelista made no effort to hide her chameleon qualities. There was a meta to supermodeldom that these beauties didn't discourage. In fact, a number of models were involved with the launch of the Fashion Cafe in New York in 1995. The supermodels were the rock stars of fashion, and the moment that remains the apotheosis of the supermodel era was Gianni Versace's Freedom 90 show, at which Linda, Cindy, Naomi and Christy walked arm in arm down the runway, lip-syncing to George Michael's hit of the same name. All of these women had starred in the music video for the song, making for a mega and meta moment. Each super represented a different facet of beauty. Linda, Hollywood-style drama and surprise. Christy Turlington, an easy elegance. Cindy Crawford projected a healthy American athleticism, while Naomi Campbell, with her magic walk, was an electric presence with London flair. They truly were a dream team, one that represented a modicum of progress in terms of beauty standards and representation. Linda and Christy Turlington insisted that they wouldn't work unless Naomi Campbell was hired as well, at a time when there were few black models on the runway. And these models were womanly rather than waify, a quality that distinguished the second wave of supers, including Kate Moss, Amber Valletta, Shalom Harlow, Stella Tennant and Kirsty Hume. The supers' divadom was part of their appeal, as revealed in the 1995 film Unzipped. As Sally Singer later wrote in Vogue, this was an era in which glamour required a significant measure of transgression, not only of the rules, but of industry norms. Prior to 1980, the models were scouted and booked either for editorial work or for runway work, and never the twain did meet. The supermodels could and did do it all. Runway, editorial, TV, music videos, etc. They occupied a space in culture that existed between society and Hollywood celebrities, and they lived in style, seemingly existing on a diet of champagne and cigarettes. Their preferred mode of transport was the Concorde. Subsequent generations have perhaps dialed down on the glam aspects of the job. Over time, the grungy waif uniform became a slightly more polished mod or model off-duty look of killer jeans and a moto. When they also took advantage of new social media platforms to amplify their voices, Vogue dubbed models like Carly Kloss, Cara Delevingne and Joan Smalls the Instagirls on the cover of the September issue in 2014. And the likes of Gigi, Kendall, Precious, Bella and Paloma, one-name wonders in their own right, have carried the super legacy into the 2020s. Linda, Christy, Naomi, Cindy and their gang have lost none of their appeal. Donatella Versace staged a model reunion to close her Spring 2018 show, commemorating the 20th anniversary of her brother Gianni's untimely death. And Naomi's Vogue cover in November of 2020 proved the continued hold her generation has on the fashion imagination. As fashion changes, so do the faces. The supermodels paved the way for new generations of catwalkers and cover stars. One of the ways Versace and other designers are creating continuity between past and present is by working with the sons, daughters and relatives of the models who wouldn't get out of bed, as Evangelista once joked in Vogue, for less than $10,000.